Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tommy Turtle here, and seeing as Monday night's finished and we are several hours removed from Raw, that means it's time for my Raw review for the 28th of May. So let me begin my review by stating that overall, I believe that this week's Raw was much better than last week's Raw, mainly because we actually had a wrestling match, but I will get into that a bit later. Anyway, we open up Raw with the Memorial Day tribute video to tribute and recognise those who died in war and risked their lives. May they rest in peace. On a brighter note, well, not really, but anyway, after this, Big Show's music hits, and he comes out to what obviously he seems to be doing is cutting a promo, because he's wearing a suit and whatnot, I guess. Anyway, Show cuts a promo, and pretty much it's about how easy it was for him beforehand to walk around with a smile on his face, just because seeing it was part of his contract. But he goes on to say that now that he has an iron contract, that he keeps on calling it whatever it is, this iron contract with a bonus or something, with a fat bonus, he said, he doesn't have to worry about any of that. And he also goes on to say that he's no longer an entertainer, he's a giant. I already knew that, but thanks for bringing it up again, Big Show. He then went on for a while, going on about how he thought that no one cared for him, and when he was fired, he found himself several minutes later crying at the back, and he looked to the monitor and saw the dinosaur himself, Brodus Clay, dancing around the ring with Kofi Kingston and R-Truth. Funnily enough, they didn't slip in that puddle of tears that he left in the ring, but moving on. After this, he goes on to say how at No Way Out, he will knock Cena out, pretty much like he said. The promo was pretty much like last week's Raw and this past week's SmackDown, if you watched it. Repetitive? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, after that, we're welcome to Alberto Del Rio vs Santino Marella. Yeah, you heard me right. We opened up with that match. If you can even call it that, it was literally went for about 30 to 40 seconds, this match. And like I mentioned before, it's actually hard to really call that a match. And funny enough, seeing as Santino was US champ, you'd think that Santino and Del Rio would actually possibly have a real match. Or at least a half-decent match, but maybe not this time, maybe not ever. Maybe it's time for a US champ. My point of view. Anyway, the winner via submission was Alberto Del Rio. Wasn't much of a match, not really much to comment on. Anyway, we all came back with the segment between Alex Riley and Eve backstage. Riley pretty much comments on how hot Eve's looking, which I totally agree with, and the ability to make a man jizz so quickly. Well, that's what I think he was going on about anyway. I didn't really pay much attention, seeing I was just looking at her cleavage the whole time. Anyway, moving on. Big Show rocks up and Eve tells Big Show that John Laurinaitis, Big Johnny, is going to let the Big Show pick his match for tonight. Surprisingly, she then walks off, Alex Riley's just standing there looking at them, and Big Show looks to Alex Riley. Alex Riley sort of shits his pants because he thinks Big Show's going to pick him to fight, obviously, and Big Show grabs him and says, "Don't worry, I've got a message for the locker room," slams his head against the wall. I don't really see what the message was. He's trying to say that the brick walls are hard, or who knows exactly, but anyway. Then we're welcome to match 2, Kofi Kingston and R-Truth versus Ziggler and Swagger for the Tag Team Championship. Pretty much a rematch of Over the Limit. Anyway, this match was okay, I guess, seeing it was a tag team match. Tag team matches are matches that the WWE seems to love to hate, I guess. Anyway, for those who saw that match at Over the Limit, it was nowhere as good as that. Not that match was amazing, but it was nowhere near that, and didn't go for half as long. But once again, this is free TV, so what do you expect? The match ended with a little Jimmy to Jack Swagger, and surprisingly, after the match, we see Dolph Ziggler losing it at Jack Swagger. We hear him scream several times that he's better than this, and Ziggler leaves the ring pretty pissed off. So the winner via pinfall and still tag team champions was Kofi Kingston and R-Truth. So once again, we cut backstage to where Santino bumps into the Big Show. Santino's holding his arm and he just bumps into the Big Show. And the Big Show pretty much squashes Santino's face like it's a free McDonald's burger and challenges Santino to a match. But Brodus Clay interrupts and says that if Big Show has beef with Brodus, instead of talking behind Brodus' back, he should just say it to his face. So Brodus continues to rev Big Show up and challenges Big Show to a match. So Big Show accepts, and so it looks like later tonight we will have a giant versus a dinosaur. Interesting, I know. Anyway, Big Johnny comes down, rolling down the ramp on his People Power scooter, which, I wouldn't mind. Anyway, he announces that at No Way Out, it's not just going to be the Big Show versus John Cena. He goes on to announce that they will compete in a steel cage match, which I guess is there to fit the No Way Out theme, I'm guessing. John Laurinaitis goes on to reveal and talk about the new WWE 13. He reveals a massive photo of himself with the thumbs up on something, like the People Power picture of John Laurinaitis on the cover of WWE 13, and I'm sitting there okay, I hope this isn't the real cover, because I'd be kind of ticked off just a bit. Anyway, he goes on to say that this game is going to be better than Pac-Man just because he's on the front. Better than Pac-Man? Yeah, highly doubt that. But anyway, CM Punk interrupts him and pretty much mocks John Laurinaitis once again. Punk reveals a massive giant banner with fireworks and everything that goes off. This comes rolling down, and bang, we see CM Punk on the video game cover of WWE 13. Looks like an awesome cover. Looking forward to the game. What do you guys think about it? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe if you like WWE 13, because I have lots of videos of that. Anyway, moving on. He goes on to say that he's as bigger than John Laurinaitis. Yeah, you dirty guys out there, you know what I'm talking about. He's talking about the cover, not his... Anyway, don't worry. Match 3, CM Punk versus D. Bryan. You can't compare this match to their match at Over the Limit. For those who saw it, was... Oh, wow, their match at Over the Limit was really good. If you haven't seen it, get on it. What are you doing, bro? Get on that match. Anyway, halfway through the match, AJ rocks up in a CM Punk t-shirt. She just sits there watching the match again, she needs a pounding, that's what I'm going to say. And for those who don't like her, I don't see how you don't. She's getting a lot of criticism online. I don't see how, but anyway, she goes, yeah. King and Cole debate on commentary about what's going through her head half the time. They go on to say, she's a weirdo and whatnot, and they bring up how Punk digs crazy chicks, apparently, from what he said last night. Yeah, I wonder those questions myself a lot of the time. Anyway, the finish comes when Daniel Bryan rips off the padding off a turnbuckle, and AJ gets on the ring apron and warns the referee, but the ref must argue with the person because it's wrestling. Wrestling logic. Bryan bounces Punk's head off the exposed turnbuckle and ends up stealing the match. After the match, Kane arrives and Bryan, he just pretty much smashes Daniel Bryan with a chair continuously, so AJ tosses a chair into CM Punk to defend himself, and he fights off Kane with the chair, and Kane goes rolling out the ring. I don't really see where they're going with this. I don't understand if they're going to make a triple threat match I don't know, really. If you guys know anything more than me, leave your thoughts in the comments, but I don't really know where they're going with this. But yeah, it seems like AJ and CM Punk have got something going. I'll speak more about that anyway. But they're this could lead to something with AJ at No Way Out, seeing as she's with Daniel Bryan now, or it could leave with Kane. It will possibly have something to do with the storyline, but I'm confused at the moment, but hopefully that isn't the case, but yeah. Anyway, the winner by pinfall was Daniel Bryan, and straight after that we get into the Christian vs Miz match, which Cody Rhodes was on commentary, so it was at this point. So for those who don't know, Chris Jericho was suspended, and we hadn't heard anything about it on any television program of WWE so far, and on Raw, I guess they had to mention it because he was sort of going to go up against Randy Orton in a match, so they mentioned about how he got suspended for what he did to the flag in Brazil. The King didn't give his thoughts, which was smart in my point of view, because considering that he didn't want to get the company into more hot water, but it's unfortunate for Jericho. But anyway, yeah, Cody was okay on commentary, added a bit of colour to the commentary team, and the finish came when Christian hit a kill switch, and then the frog splash for the victory. I really like this frog splash thing, bringing a bit back of his old TNA moveset. If you guys who didn't watch TNA, he used that in there. Anyway, Cody didn't seem impressed at all with Christian. He kept that straight face. But yeah, it's pretty big talk for a guy that lost to Christian. Anyway, the winner via pinfall was Christian, and we go backstage, and Johnny seems a bit upset with Otunga and Eve. Johnny brags about how about lasting longer than Otunga and the SDF, and Johnny is upset with Eve because Sheamus never apologised on SmackDown. Well, at least they did address it for those who watched SmackDown at the beginning of it. But he's pretty much telling him to do their job better, and Eve demands for Teddy to get her some coffee. Teddy's wearing a maid's outfit. Nothing different, I guess. Anyway, 64-year-old man in my point of view shouldn't be wearing that, but anyway, I don't see where they're going with that as well. That's another angle I think they need to fix up anyway. So, The Miz is still in the ring after all this. The Miz is angry that he helped out Johnny get the power of both Raw and SmackDown, and he hasn't got anything in advance. I totally agree. I thought they were going to do something with his Miz angle, but obviously not. Miz goes on to cut a promo, and he's demanding respect from the fans. So Randy Orton comes up, hits him with an RKO, and pretty much that's it. Dolph and Vicky are watching this in the back, and that's when Dolph claims he wants that. He wants some of Randy Orton. I don't know what he wants, but anyway, I think he wants to be a single star again. I think that's what he's getting at, and I said that at Over the Limit in my over the limit prediction. He needs to be a singles competitor. Get rid of him out of this tag division. What the hell was he doing in there? But anyway, that's another thing. And next match is Sheamus versus David Otunga. And Sheamus hits the bro kick. Sheamus wins. And that's pretty much it. Sheamus wins by pinfall. And yeah, that was it for that match anyway. So we're getting ready for the Brodus Clay versus Big Show match. And once this match was made, it was heavily stressed. They continuously went on about Brodus Clay being undefeated. Okay, so the dinosaur versus giant scene, Brodus Clay versus Big Show, you know what I'm talking about. This whole thing was just set up to show Big Show's dominance. It wasn't really a match, I guess, so he kind of can keep his undefeated streak. I don't know, but you can't even call it a no contest. Like Kofi Kingston and R-Truth come out to help Brodus, but they pretty much get killed like Brodus did. So Brodus tries to attack the Big Show like at the start of the match, but Show pretty much kills him, and the match never got started. Like I said before, it's pretty much a no contest. But so Kofi and R-Truth come out, they got killed, and the show ends with the Big Show standing above the rest of the show, like above the rest of everyone. This, like I said before, this whole scene was just put together to show Big Show's dominance before No Way Out and build him up. They wanted to show the mean streak of the big guy and how Cena has his work cut out for him. And as for Brodus, for the short speech, that Show opens up a couple of doors. This might mean the end of the Funkasaurus gimmick or a more aggressive Brodus. Then again, I guess it could mean nothing for Brodus. Is mostly a comedy character. Like, at least, I don't know. Like, I don't see what they've done with. Like I said before, that was just pretty much to prove his dominance. But yeah, what else can I say? There's not much to say on that topic, to tell you the truth. But my final thoughts, like, in retrospect, this Raw wasn't as bad as last week's. Like I said at the beginning, probably because we had some, like, the CM Punk match versus Daniel Bryan pretty much made this Raw. And I still say it could have been a bit better. Like, if they're going 3 hours, they need to bring in a lot more younger superstars like Dean Ambrose. For those who don't know him, he's an FCW competitor. John Moxley in CZW, that was his real name. And Antonio Cesaro, Chris Hero, Seth Rollins, Damien Sandow. We need to see these young guys getting in there for 3 hours. They need to entertain me. I'm not entertained easily, and at the moment I'm not getting entertained by Raw. They're really pushing my buttons. But if they can figure out how to use their mid-carders, they can pull off a 3-hour show, which keeps me entertained. But anyway, I wasn't expecting too much out of Raw, but it did surprise me. So that's it for today, guys. So please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more wrestling, because I will have lots more videos coming up, reviews, gameplays, WWE13 news. I've said it all before, you guys. Please subscribe. It helps me out heaps, and just a simple like helps me out. You don't understand how much. It just really helps me out. Please help me out, guys. I'm starting off, so yeah. Alright, guys, take care, and I will see you next time.